Hello and welcome to Game 7 of the College Alumni Tournament. And this one we got let's see, I believe it is the 2 seed against the 15 seed in this one. We got Ohio State, as you can see, wearing the red uniforms, red jerseys right there. And wearing the kind of crappy uniforms is the 15 seed, Texas A&M. It should be a really good game. And yeah, let's go ahead and get to the rosters. Starting off with Ohio State, you will notice that Ohio State is actually the away team in this game. Still got home jerseys on. I messed up when I was forcing wins, and yeah, they're going to be the away team, quote unquote. Being on PS4, it shouldn't really matter that much. But yeah, Ohio State, Justin Fields at quarterback, Ezekiel Elliott at running back, some really good receivers, as you can see. Tight ends, a little questionable. Offensive line is going to be decent. Should be really solid. Defensive line, a whole lot of edge rushers. Chase Young, left end. Nick Bosa at right end. And Cameron Hayward. And then we moved Joey Bosa to D-tackle because they will be running a 4-3. And linebackers, you can see them. Jerome Baker in the middle. Two really solid cornerbacks, Marshawn Lattimore and Denzel Ward. Malik Hooker, free safety. Von Bell at strong safety. So a really solid team. And you moved a punter to kicker with Cameron Johnston. Hopefully, with him actually having a position change, he is just fine. But yeah, we'll see. And a punter. Now with the Texans, aka Texas A&M. Starting off with Ryan Tannehill at quarterback, Isaiah Spiller at running back. A few really good receivers, Mike Evans, Christian Kirk. Tight ends, a little questionable as well. Offensive line is going to be decent. Nothing super special, not as good as Ohio State's. D-line is also going to be questionable. That is because the best two players on their defense are outside linebackers because they'll be running a 3-4. We got Myles Garrett on one end. And we got Von Miller on the other. Cornerbacks, you will notice they are garbage. That is because Texas A&M has 0 cornerbacks in the game. But safeties are decent, and they will also have one of those safeties fill in at slot cornerback and one fill in at linebacker, because you will notice the middle linebacker is also questionable. That third linebacker spot probably going to be a safety every now and then. But kicker, Josh Lambo, and punter, Brandon Mann. They got both of them. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump right in. All right, here we go. And also joining me, as usual, is my good friend Miguel. Miguel, how you feeling about this matchup?
I'm really excited. And I know realistically, Texas A&M has kind of the worst team. But at the same time, I am so curious on the Von Miller and Myles Garrett, duo that they got right there. And so I'm actually kind of curious to see what kind of destructive force that they can be.
Yeah, they definitely got the X Factor superstar abilities to wreak some havoc. Ohio State doesn't have the best tackles in the game. They got serviceable ones though, better than some other teams in the tournament. That is for sure. And yeah, you can just see right there. Ohio State has a really good pass rusher themselves. 3 X Factors down there and another superstar.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough defense to beat for sure.
Yeah, that's why they're the 2 seed. Before we get too far into the game, Miguel, you got any game predictions? Winner, how you expect things to go?
I wouldn't be surprised if Ohio State runs away with this one just because of who they got on the team. But you know me, I like a good underdog team, especially certain players or certain combos that I kind of want to see. So I'm gonna go with Texas A&M on this one.
All right, you want them to win, or you think they're gonna win?
I want them to win, but I think Ohio State will win.
Usually I'm one to root for the underdog, so if Texas A&M wins, then I'd be curious to see what kind of run they could go on. I mean, they got some star talent on both sides of the ball, but I'm going to go for Ohio State in this one. I think the matchups in future games could be really exciting to watch. Maybe potentially Ohio State-LSU matchup down the line, maybe Ohio State-Alabama in the championship. Just think those matchups could be kind of what everybody wants to see. But I mean, if Ohio State flops, they flop. And I mean, it is what it is. But prediction-wise, I'm going to have to go with Ohio State as well. They're just stacked. I mean, you look at the roster, receiver room is elite. The defense, they might have the best 1-2 corner combo in the tournament. And, yeah, they should be tough to compete with. So we'll kind of see how it goes.
Tannehill and company converting, moving the chains, making it 1st and 10 on the 43.
Texas A&M moving the ball early, showing a little bit of promise.
I've never heard the running back that they have, Spiller. I've never heard of him, but he's actually been doing pretty solid. I mean, there's a couple plays he got stuff, but then there's some plays where I'm surprised he got as far as he did. Oh, a little glitch right there. He used the force to bring the ball in and out of his hand. All right, Tannehill looking for the snap. And they're deciding to launch it, and he takes the drag route. It gives him about a good 7 yards. That was Seals Jones with the reception. Oh, offense going for a play action this time around?
Plenty of time.
Oh, what a catch. Christian Kirk. I know you're wrong. As much as we talk about Ohio State, there's definitely some underrated weapons on this Texas A&M team. I mean, Tannehill. I mean, decent quarterback. Not the greatest, obviously, but still decent enough.
Tannehill to the other quarterbacks in this tournament. I don't have the list in front of me, but he might be somewhere around like the top 5 or so.
Definitely better than Trace McSorley's, Ian Books, things like that.
Yeah, overall wise, at least, that is a awful drop.
Sometimes it's mind games, man. As with any sport, as much as it is a physical battle, it's also a mental battle, and sometimes that just gets the best of some players.
Kirk coming back with a reception to get the first.
They're definitely moving down the field, really impressive.
They are. No elite linebacker presence in the middle for Ohio State. See if that has an impact in the game. Still 3 solid guys in there, though.
Do you think maybe Bosa's performance might get hindered a little bit just because he's that D-tackle?
I don't think so. I mean, he's 280 pounds. He's still high overall. I mean, you see him making a play right there. Shed off a double team.
Oh, 3rd-and-1 going empty backfield. This is definitely an interesting play call right here. I wonder if Tannehill uses his legs and takes himself. Oh, and man.
He will score.
Ladies and gentlemen, they don't call me the visionary for nothing. I saw it coming from a mile away. Tannehill using his legs to get a touchdown. Definitely an interesting start to this game.
We have not seen Ohio State on offense yet. See how they pan out. But
and again, still very curious on Texas A&M's defense.
Yeah, quick early lead for Ohio State. I feel like, if Texas A&M the pass rush is going to have to get there early and often, because you look at this secondary for Texas A&M. We mentioned it before. They don't have any cornerbacks. 60 overall is their best one, and they were auto-assigned. So, it's just not an ideal situation. You got to go up against guys like McLaurin, Michael Thomas, Olave, Garrett Wilson. The list goes on. Just kind of have to see. But yeah, that should be a major mismatch here in this game.
And let's see if that's taken advantage of. Maybe it's something that coordinator might accidentally overlook, but if they're really good at their job, they'll notice it and then try to create something out of that. Look at Fields with a 31-13 TD to interception ratio, pretty good numbers. It is definitely weird seeing him in a Patriots uni. Although I do commend you on the closely looking Ohio State unis.
Thank you.
Oh, the end around getting about 3 yards. Let's see what Fields' company go with here. Starts handing the ball off. and he gets about 2 yards on that play, making it 35.
Quick chance for a stop here for A&M. Easy pitch and catch there.
Yeah, definitely. As of right now, both offenses looking pretty steady right now. You know, obviously from just straight personnel, one would assume Ohio State would be maybe the first team to get a defensive stop, whether it's making a punt, causing a turnover, something like that. But you know, I'm curious on what you think. Who do you think will get the first defensive stop?
I mean, the odds are going to favor A&M just because Ohio State's on the field right now. But I think if Ohio State scores, I think A&M gets stopped the next drive. I don't think they will be able to consistently move the ball the way they did on their first drive, the way this Ohio State defense is built. I would be surprised if they're able to move the ball like that all game. I mean,
risky pass.
Just given the lack of depth at certain positions. But I mean, already a 3rd and 7 here. A&M with a chance to get the first stop on this very next play. Fields time to throw.
Throwing it a little bit close to the dirt.
Yeah, just inaccurate pass by Fields. Wasn't even under that much pressure.
I don't know, man. When you see Von Miller and Myles Garrett coming from each end, that just knowing that they're there might be scary enough.
That is a fair point, as Tannehill will be coming back out onto the field to try to make this game a 2-possession game in favor of A&M. Definitely starting the game off the way they need to, playing mistake-free football, something some of the higher-end teams haven't been able to do. And a quick first down there, another 17 yards. Tannehill 7 for 8 now, with the one incompletion coming on a horrible drop in the red zone on their last drive, which still ended up being a touchdown. Tannehill playing a really good game so far.
You know, with Lattimore being a superstar corner, I am surprised he allowed Christian Kirk to get that catch. But, you know, Jags in real life don't pay him all that much for nothing. So maybe he has some ability we don't know about. Tannehill going under center. All play action rolling out to his right. And throwing it to the check down, gets about 4 yards. Definitely Tannehill impressing me so far. I know the game just started, but he's already playing a lot smoother than some of these other quarterbacks we've witnessed in this tournament. The play action.
Under pressure, there's a fumble. Ohio State will recover.
I retract my previous May statements. This is why you don't make any comments regarding somebody's impressiveness in the first quarter. What a play by Chase Young right there.
Yeah. Really fast off the edge right there. Able to make a fantastic play in a game where it was looking like it had a chance. I don't want to say it could have gotten away from Ohio State early, but it was looking like, I mean, it takes A&M touchdown. We're giving them a really good chance to remain in this game the whole way through. Now Ohio State a chance to tie it up.
Yeah, definitely feels in this offense need to take advantage of that stop and try to put some points on the board. I mean, I do think that even if they don't get it here, they could have more opportunities to try and get it. But that's only because of the kind of team they're going against. But in any other situation, they need to. If it was any other team, they definitely need to, be able to put points on the board for sure. Fields going under center. Hands off the ball to Zeke. Zeke gets 5 yards. Oh, he tried to take it himself, tried to get in between the two D linemen, but was sacked by, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name.
Yeah, that was a really good play by the defender. I'm not going to try to pronounce his name either, but if he got by him, I think he might have had a lane to the end zone there.
It was a replay. He doesn't see anybody open, and, sadly just tries to take it and gets sacked. We're going to call him Mr. Mad for the remainder of the game, just so that we don't butcher the rest of his name.
I think his first name is Justin, if that helps.
There's a lot of guys, not only in this game, but in this tournament that are named, Justin. So. Yeah, we might, Mr. Mad A sounds a little cooler, and B just might have to be the easier thing here. Speaking of Justin, Fields tries to take off, but gets sacked yet again. This is definitely looking like a Jameis Winston situation for Fields, where he's electing to use his feet a good percentage of the time. But you know, they do get points on the board, so they're not exactly out of the game just yet.
In fairness, I mean, Justin Fields doesn't have the ability to run, whereas Jameis Winston did not have any business running the ball as much as he did in that first game of this tournament.
You know, you do bring up an excellent point. All right, let's see what A&M do here. They get about to the 24-yard line. Now Ryan Tannehill coming out. I don't know, I'm actually not mad at the uniforms. I actually kind of like it.
For Ohio State or A&M? Or both?
A&M. I mean, I like them both. But
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know about A&M.
From the booth, it doesn't look as bad. When they zoom in, it's the blue accents kind of.
That run play definitely not looking bad from the booth either. What a pickup. Take a look at the replay on that run. You know, just uses his speed, try to use his agility there to break a defender's ankle. Sadly couldn't get it. But it is first and 10 on 37. Let's see if they can get to the end zone yet again.
Consistently moving the ball, setting up a 2nd and inches. Mike Evans with his first reception on the day.
You know, either going back to the whole thing where Tannehill only has one incompletion because of a bad drop. I have heard, you know, some words from a few colleagues in this business that they believe that what they should do from now on is if it's a drop or it's an interception caused by a receiver, that it should be a stat on the receiver, not on the quarterback. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I feel like teams end up looking at that anyway through if they're evaluating whether to sign a free agent or not, or maybe looking at college, seeing if they want to draft a guy. They probably look at all that stuff anyway. That's really just for the fans' benefit. But I mean, I do agree that there are some times where interceptions are not the quarterback's fault. I know Patrick Mahomes had I have no idea on the number, but it seemed like he had almost one a game where it was just being tipped and intercepted, which, I mean, kind of downplays his abilities when you look at his stats. But I'm not heavy either way.
Okay.
Would affect fantasy football though.
I was about to say, especially for those fantasy football guys that be putting bets in. You know, a loser has to do a challenge or something. You know, those guys definitely benefit for sure.
While we were talking, Ohio State gets the stop, gets the ball back, and they will be starting at the 29. A chance to go down and take the lead.
And I will say before we get right back into commentating this game, ladies and gentlemen, if you can comment down below on some good ideas for the losers of fantasy, that'd be greatly appreciated by some of us here at home. Fields hands the ball off to Zeke, and he trips up on the lineman's ankles, getting him 0 yards.
I think they got to start passing the ball more. And I mean, you look at the playbook that they were Fields taking off.
Fields somehow escaping Vaughn. Man, I'm not gonna lie. With the abilities that both Vaughn and Myles Garrett has, I'm surprised they haven't sacked him 50 times already. But I'm also surprised that, I mean, I guess with Field's speed, it makes sense that he could outrun him. But at the same time, seeing at least one of them coming off the edge, that has to be scary. I think my legs will lock up. Let's take a look at the replay. Slinging it to the crow route. You know, good route, good throw. Just all in all, solid play. It does move the chains. Fields taking the snap. Oh, you know, ball's caught, but I'm not gonna lie, folks. That was definitely a very, very tight window. I'm surprised. I'm surprised it wasn't deflected. I don't know if I'd say intercepted, but definitely should have been an incompletion. And you think if I heard it right, I heard a little gasp, a little bit of horror from that play.
It was definitely not a pass that should have been thrown. That's for sure. But I mean,
I don't know.
it worked out.
I do kind of like that they're going back and forth between passing and using Zeke. I mean, like, Zeke is not like he's a very bad running back. He's definitely obviously a top running back in the league. You know, some may say. So I can see why they keep going back and forth. But at the same time, with the weapons they have on, at receiver, I can see why too, that if they should stick with the passing game. Let's see, pass caught by Michael Thomas. Taking the hit like a champ. Fields handing the ball off. And that gets him about 4 yards. Fields and company very close to the end zone. Let's see if they can get there. Good snap. Throws a dot to the tight end, who fights and gets to the 2-yard line. Let's see what they do here. From under center, he hands it off, and that is a touchdown for Ohio State.
Made it look easy on that run.
With the shimmy. This is definitely they're looking like a good game now. But just a solid run. Running through a couple guys right there, or just one. Never mind. I'm not good at math. And he gets into the end zone. Look at Fields being happy that they did something. All right. Special teams is out, looking for the extra point. The kick is up, and they get it. 10-7 is your score with 12 minutes and 52 seconds in the second. For those of you who know Spanish, not going to translate that for you because I don't know it. Either way, good game so far. And I'm looking to return. And they get around to the 27-yard line. Tannehill and the rest of the troops, in the huddle. Now Tannehill under center. What do they go with here? Oh, a play action. Well, he gets hit as he throws it. Honestly,
to get that one away.
I was gonna say, honestly, that was best case scenario right there.
Is that Chase Young again?
I honestly thought it was Bosa.
Okay, I'm not sure. I mean, if Chase Young's been consistently lining up on that left side, lining up with the left tackle, that was Chase Young. Because that was the side he came off when he got the strip sack earlier. And he was just on that side lined up right there.
I'm colorblind. I don't see race. No, I'm kidding. Tannehill looking to receive the ball.
If that is Chase Young, he's been having himself a day against, I believe, Jake Matthews, I think he's the best offensive lineman on this team. Lined up against technically the worst defensive lineman. Got to put some air quotes on that because Chase Young's definitely no slouch at left end.
That's for sure. But as much as we're talking about him having a good bit of a day, let's talk about Tannehill. Again, only like 2 incompletions. As long as they got the ball downfield against a defense that, again, as you said, probably has one of the best defenses on paper, just one of the best in general in this tournament. Definitely kudos to Tannehill and the rest of the offensive unit for really sticking to the game, and especially with some of the personnel they have, especially at corner. I would think this game, and again, it might be too early. I might be speaking a little bit early, but I was expecting this game to kind of be more of a blowout.
I definitely could have seen a blowout, and I do think it is too early to not say that this can turn into a blowout. You look at what the score was 7-0 right now. Ohio State's on 10 unanswered points. A&M has a chance to answer right now, but the way it's trending, after that first drive, A&M has slowed down. They are picking it back up this drive, though, it seems.
And especially compared to other, other games. Like, for example, before I spoil anything, please go check out previous episodes, especially the one that was just recently put up. But, in that game, Tannehill breaking off a sack, but then sadly Chase Young gets there. And they both getting half a sack, and Chase Young getting the other one. But what I was gonna say was, either in the last game, if you remember, I'm be honest, I'm trying to remember teams here. My memory's a little foggy. But one of the teams, didn't score a touchdown until the second half, and it was like late in the second half too. Back to where, honestly, to where it's just like points for pride. So the fact that A&M has put up a touchdown and not just field goal point, that's definitely impressive for sure.
Yeah,
oh, what a catch by Mike Evans!
The 15 seed against, this might be the second highest, I think it is the second highest ranked defense in the tournament. So they're holding their own on offense.
And the team was Penn State. My memory finally clicked. Yeah, Penn State. With
if you don't need to know that, I could have told you. I thought you were just. If you said that, my bad. I thought you were keeping it secret so people wouldn't know.
No, I did warn about spoilers before I said it, but I truly just had a brain fart and I couldn't remember. Oh, what a pass breakup though! You saw that? That was definitely a nice stop right there.
Lambo on for the tie.
Point. Let's see if we can get it. Kick is up. It looks good, and he gets it. 10-10. It's a tie game.
We'll just ignore that you called that an extra point.
My bad. Field goal. Yeah. Kids, if you're watching and you think those vocab tests are garbage, take them seriously. Vocab is there for a reason. Alright, Ohio State's offense coming back onto the field. Fields on the field. And he hands it off to Zeke, who has a nice little running lane. Definitely moves the chains right there. What a run. Zeke hasn't had a bad game. He's definitely, I think, quieter. I was really excited. But, again, he's put up a touchdown. I mean, he just had a good run. And he has some decent bit of yards. Just trucking him, man. Jeez. Ethan, question. Would you rather have to tackle Derrick Henry or get tackled by Myles Garrett?
When you say tackle Derrick Henry, what if I can't tackle Derrick Henry?
Like, no, he's not trying to juke you. He's not trying to spin. No, he is putting shoulder pad to best case scenario, your shoulder. Worst case scenario, your chin.
I know, but I'm saying, like, what if I am not able to tackle said Derrick Henry? Do I have to keep going until I tackle him?
No, I mean, as soon as you get that first point of contact, you're done.
Okay.
Which I think, I'm saying that because I'd assume that after first contact, you'd be unconscious.
Nah. Unconscious?
Honestly, if it was me, man, give me getting sacked by, or getting tackled by Myles Garrett.
I mean, is it tackled or sacked? Because that's a difference, because roughing the passer and all that, he's got to be gentle with them quarterbacks.
Okay, I'll say tackle. Sure. Just because in my mind, look at field scrambling getting the first 2 versus 21 yards, pretty solid. Because think about it, if you're going to tackle Derrick Henry, right, you're running at him as he's running at you. Whereas if you're getting tackled by, Myles Garrett, if you're standing still, like if you're gonna get sacked, or at least you can angle it to where it's like, it's not like opposing like reaction kind of deal. So it might be
out of the way of Derrick Henry.
No. But with both you can try, but they're gonna hit you. All Fields with the play action. Oh, he tries to scramble, but Von Miller with the sack. Oh, look at him do his little karate moves. don't know. Definitely right now, the defenses for both teams definitely feel like the highlight of the game.
For sure, and we haven't even seen many turnovers. We've only seen one, and it's been a fumble. I feel like we've seen a lot of interceptions in almost all of these games. Pretty clean by the quarterback so far.
Well, we have been close to interceptions. You remember that one pass? I believe it was Tannehill. He had that very small window of that one pass. So actually, again, it should have been a pass deflection, but it was somehow a reception.
And I think that was Fields that threw that.
Was it Fields? All right. Well, whoever it was, that honestly could be an argument for interception. Oh, and that is devastating. Myles Garrett with the sack. I mean, like I said, I called it at the beginning. Definitely a duo to look out for was Myles Garrett and Von Miller. Especially both players have the abilities of extra and adrenaline rush. For those of you who don't know, extra, because you're on the edge, especially the one-on-ones, it's gonna be easier to get off the blocks. And then adrenaline rush, if you sack the quarterback, you get your pass rush points back. So that is honestly, their ability to make them dangerous, as if they weren't already dangerous enough. So I mean, it'll definitely be crazy to see how that affects Fields in this offense.
See if they can convert this right 3rd and 13.
You want to put a prediction on it? You think they'll get it?
I do not, but I could see it happening the way these corners are. But this pass rush is something different. Both Miller and Garrett there.
It's nasty. Ugh.
Now, I said it in the introduction selection show video that this is the best pass rushing duo that you will see in this tournament, and it's coming from the 15 seed.
Ladies and gentlemen, these DNs are bad. And I'm talking about bad like trash. I'm talking about Michael Jackson bad. Like, this is pretty solid duo. They're going for the field goal. The kick is up, and it is good.
So I do think that when you change a punter to a kicker, they happen to function just fine. Just when you have a punter lined up at kicker on the depth chart, they are a little questionable. So the only game that has affected is the Oklahoma-Florida State game, where the substitution was made early in the game. Yeah, definitely better than the auto-assigned kicker and punter. I don't think neither of these teams have that in this game. But it has affected some teams' ability to make long field goals in other games.
Tannehill getting the snap. Slings it to the drag route. Gets about 6 yards on that play. I can see a possible blitz being made by Ohio State in the second. And I'm correct, they blitz the corner. But Tannehill gets the throw off before anybody can be close to him. Tannehill throwing yet again, swinging it quickly to move the chains. 1st and 10 on the 45.
Mike Evans on the reception. Ohio State will get the ball at half as we approach the 2-minute warning.
Tannehill employing the running back in a passing play. And it is the 2-minute warning. And while we're here, let's introduce you to our sponsor. Our sponsor is nobody as of right now. We're back to the door.
I don't know where you were going with that.
Tannehill trying to convert that 1 yard, but it's 30 inches.
Going to the air. To the all-reliable Mike Evans.
I was about to say, if anybody on this team is reliable, man, it's definitely Mike Evans. As much as I
put them, go ahead.
I was gonna say, as much as I hate the Buccaneers because of Tom Brady on their team, Mike Evans is a player that I've consistently liked over the years.
Your fantasy teams reflect that.
Yeah.
You have had him a couple times.
I was about to say Mike Evans, Lamar, and Honestly, Lamar and Pat Mahomes interchangeably have been like my top 3 people. Which, I mean, in fairness, all 3 of those are 6 picks. And you know what's crazy? You have those picks, and I somehow always end up close to the bottom of the leaderboard because I apparently suck.
It couldn't be me.
Okay, we're not gonna get into this right now, all right?
Yeah, I don't think you want to.
Hill getting the ball.
But
he gets sacked by Bosa. His position being changed to D tackle was not affecting him.
And questionable timeout call by A&M right there. I might have let the clock drain, see if you can pick up the 3rd and 20. But now Ohio State's going to call timeout after that sack. And now they're going to get the ball back. They were right on the door. They might have even been in field goal range with a chance to tie. Now they're going to give Ohio State the ball back with 48 seconds and 2 timeouts.
Both Bosas having a sack. Question for you, my good sir. Which Bosa brother do you think is better? I mean, obviously, I know one has had longer time in the league than the other, but who do you think is better?
I think Nick Bosa. 49ers
Really?
Bosa. Yeah.
Okay.
He's a little younger, but I do think he is, I just think he's more consistent. That might be because his brother, I do think he has had more injury issues. I know he has this year.
Dot to the dirt.
Surprisingly good coverage by the corner there. What is his defensive formation?
Whatever it is, I think it stopped them from converting first. I'm assuming it's something that works. No, I'm still waiting for that one team in the tournament that gets the playbook with the 3 linemen out front and having that kind of play.
You got to go fast here and try to get up a big chunk play if they're not going to call this timeout.
Let's see what Fields does here.
And it stopped the clock, but not exactly what you wanted. Now you got a chance to throw it deep, try to get in field goal range, and never mind, they will run the ball. See if they call a timeout, and yep. They are in Hail Mary range.
Everybody's always in Hail Mary range.
Well, yeah, I think the pass could reach the end zone, though.
Who do you think gets it is the real question.
Well, it's not even going to make it to the end zone. Or get caught. But on this team, probably Michael Thomas is your best jump ball receiver. A&M, easily Mike Evans is the best jump ball receiver. Yeah, that'll conclude the first half. Ohio State hanging on to a 13-10 lead at the break. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, this is still a very close game, so anybody's game. We'll wait and see in the second half.
I mean, I think it is very surprising that it's a close game at this point in the juncture. I thought it was going to be more of a shootout. Or at least I was expecting more interceptions, maybe a pick 6 here and there. But, yeah, definitely interesting game so far.
We are back for the second half. Ohio State getting the ball, as I said. And decent field position starting at the 24. Just 1 yard short of if they had taken a knee. Garrett Wilson on the return.
Fields coming out in the pressing Patriots uniform. Who do you think has the best uniform in the league?
In the what?
In the league.
Like most similar to their actual uniform?
No, I meant just like overall, like appearance-wise. Like, who do you think has the best uniform in the NFL?
Oh, so like NFL teams.
Yeah.
There are some teams that have like some cool alternate uniforms that I like the Panthers all black uniforms with the black helmets. Those are clean. Let's see.
2nd and 10 on 34.
I think Miami can do a good bit with their uniforms too. Anything without the white helmet, I think is clean. And that's nothing against white helmets. I think there's a bunch of teams that could use some white helmets. But I think like if you gave Miami like a, I guess it's blue helmet, I feel like that'd be clean. How about you?
Fields.
What's your uniform preference?
I was gonna say Fields going under center while Ethan being racist towards helmets. But let's see. What do
I said I like both.
That's what they always say. I mess with you.
I have.
Yeah, favorite uniform. Yeah. Let's look at uniforms. I've always been a fan of the Bengals uniforms.
Okay.
And like you know how on Instagram you see those concept arts for like the different uniform stuff.
Yeah,
I definitely like it when they have
me as well.
I definitely like it when when they show the all white uniforms with like that silverish white helmet. Like that always look cool. Yeah. And that I'm glad you mentioned Miami too, because I always see these like Miami Vice looking like jerseys with like it would be like blue, like that light blue, pink and black color scheme, which always looks fire. And so I mean, I'd be curious to see if one day they ever bust that out. But yeah, no, definitely, I think Bengals is my top one.
It's respectable. But while we were talking, Ohio State pinned A&M inside the 5.
Oh,
And they still got them there, as it is now 3rd and 9.
You know, I'm calling it right here. I thought I've called a lot of things pretty solid. I think this is a safety.
Steps up. Was he in the end zone?
Oh,
nope,
come on!
He was on the line.
I'm glad I'm not putting money on these bets. Hey! Thought I called it. Oh well.
Good awareness by Tannehill to be just outside the end zone. That quick little step up right there saved his team 2 points.
Although good job with Cameron Hayward getting off that block and absolutely mauling Tannehill.
Yeah, definitely one of the best inside pass rushers in the league. And then you got 3 other pass rushers on this team. We talk about Myles Garrett and Von Miller, best 2 edge guys, but look at the pass rush for Ohio State. It's probably the second best pass rush in the tournament.
Ohio State now being put on the 45-yard line. Good field position. We'll see if Fields and his teammates can get to the end zone. And he's going empty backfield first play of the drive. Nice little out route. And he lands on the 29-yard line. Let's take a look at the replay while I'm thinking about food. Field slings a nice out route. Slings a nice out route. Okay, see, this is what we're not gonna do.
You brought it up.
Okay, look, man, that didn't have to be the response. Fields handing the ball off to Zeke, and Zeke bringing off for a big one. Solid run, 12 rushes, 72 yards, and a touchdown for Zeke on the day. You know, he's definitely eating up out there. But speaking of eating, yeah, man, I don't know. Weirdly enough, I've talked to you. I mean, you know my opinions on Taco Bell, which for those of you who don't know, for lunch and dinner, I don't particularly care for Taco Bell. I'm more of a Taco Bell breakfast guy. But I don't know why. Yesterday, I was craving that grilled cheese steak burrito, man. That was sounding pretty good.
That does sound good. I got a burrito at Moe's today, actually. It tasted fine, but it was not burrito shaped. It was like a square. I don't know who wrapped my burrito. But
if you're watching this, we're coming after you.
If you work at the Moe's, I'm not going to name drop where I go to school. But, man, if you
touchdown for Zeke.
You putting squares together at Moe's, I got words.
You know, as much as we're talking about Mo, we got to talk about Zeke, who got in the end zone, got the touchdown, and now we just got to see that extra point. But yeah, I mean, solid run. I mean, nobody was near him. Just a great hold to run through. But you know, while we're on the topic of Moe's, what's better, Moe's or Chipotle?
Moe's.
Really?
Yes. I don't have Chipotle that often, but I've had it once or twice. which isn't a good sample size, but in my small sample size, I got to go with Moe's.
I'm gonna go with Chipotle for one reason only. That's because the one I go to has that online order drive-through lane. So I place that order online. I'm in and out of there. I don't gotta like go through the entire process of having to talk to some schmuck about making, you know, my burrito with the whatever ingredients. Man, I place that order online. I'm in and out.
I see.
Which, in fairness, has been a minute since I've had Moe's. But yeah, realistically, if it's not Taco Bell, Chipotle, or Moe's, I'm not a guy that goes out and gets you know, Spanish type food. You know, obviously by my name, for the viewers out there that don't know me, if you can't tell by my name, obviously I have a Hispanic background, and so if I want good Spanish food, I just ask my mom and grandma to make it. So you know, I try to stay away from that when I go out. But if I am in the mood for burrito, those top 3 places I go to.
What was the third one?
Trying to think, it was Taco Bell, Chipotle, and Moe's.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear the Taco Bell as the top 3. We were talking about Taco Bell earlier.
Yeah, it's weird saying Taco Bell in top 3 when you consider the other 2 like places on that list, but you know, it is what it is. The big runs being made by these running backs. This guy, have you heard of this guy before?
I have, because I'm a college football guy. I remember him at Texas A&M. I believe he's now on the Chargers in real life, doing decent. I mean, he got himself up to a low 70 overall. Yeah, he was solid in college.
Yeah. I say audience might be disappointed, but I am not a college sport watcher. Although whenever Georgia does make, you know, national championships, I will peep the game. But other than that, I'm not really good with college football. Oh, it looked like he was going for the strip right there, but could not get it. 2nd and 5 on the 50. See what Tannehill and company do here. Mike Evans getting, you know, side suplexed right there. Let's see if they'll run it or they'll pass it. They'll look for the pass. That's the running back, tries to make a move, but could not get anywhere. 2nd and 10. 5 wide, empty backfield set for Tannehill. Swings a quick out route and fights for the first. Again, I cannot emphasize enough, Tannehill actually having a pretty solid day right now. Other than that fumble he had in the beginning of the game, I mean, at least passing numbers when it comes to completion and incompletions, homie's been pretty solid. Especially some of those incompletions being more drops from the receivers than anything else. I mean, kudos to Tannehill. He hands the ball off to his running back. He tries to cut back in the middle and only gets about 2 yards. They go for the run yet again. This gets them to about 3rd and 5 on the 24. Let's see if they can move the chains here. If not, they'll probably take the field goal. No, they do convert, and that gets them to the 15-yard line. Moving the chains.
If you're A&M already in the red zone, you really want to punch this in for a touchdown.
Now, if I was
Obviously,
A&M,
I mean, a field goal gets it to a one-score game, but when you get this close, you really want to try to punch it in, especially when you're facing a team like Ohio State.
now if I was A&M, after the game, I'm going to get chicken wings and fries.
And getting a plane ticket to Cancun.
You know, that sounds pretty good too.
To chill on the beach while you watch the rest of the bracket, and then Ohio State move on.
Tannehill having to sadly throw that one away, but a vacation in general sounds pretty solid, especially with the lives that we lead.
And Bosa off the edge. 2nd and a half sack of the day.
Speaking of leading, Bosa leading shoulder first into Tannehill. You hate to see it. You know, luckily they're still in field goal range, but definitely Tannehill and that offense cannot take any more loss of yards if they want to put some form of points on the board.
I mean, they did that earlier when they were on the verge. They might have been in field goal range, and they took back-to-back sacks, pushed them back on their side of the field. They forced a punt right before half.
Bosa expected lit up.
Oh, man.
Oh, that could have been a touchdown right there. That was very crucial.
He had him open on the corner route.
That was a very crucial miss right there.
Still able to put up 3, but that is something we might look back at later in Texas A&M's comeback efforts. That definitely should have been a touchdown.
And the ball touching down to the return man. And he gets about, to the 26. Decent return. That is Wilson. Let's see what Fields and company can do to keep the lead, keep the momentum going. Even if A&M loses, I still think they put up a great game, and I mean honestly, solid performance for that team for sure. Zeke trying to break another big run, but only gets about 6 yards.
I was talking about uniforms a while back. Another team popped into my head. I also like the Chargers uniforms.
They do have a nice uniform, but fumble recovered by Ohio State. Von Miller with the sack that caused the fumble. Definitely a crucial play right there.
It would have been huge if they could have recovered that, a chance to tie the game.
I think the O-line made a smart move and accidentally hitting the ball away. You see, he drops the ball. Vaughn tries to get it, but gets blocked a little bit. Definitely smart move by the O-line, even though they allowed the sack to happen. Now that Vaughn has the X factor, fearmonger, expect Fields to be making some wacky kind of plays. But he actually makes that one right there, making it 4th and 4 on the 32. Punt team def is gonna have to come out. I don't know if I say definitely. A little bit of replay. Justling a quick one, but sadly still couldn't get the yards needed to move the chains. And yes, punt will come out. Texas A&M will start on the 22-yard line. A&M definitely need a touchdown here if they want to tie the game and have a hope of winning. Don't get me wrong, field goal, I mean, points are points, but at the same time, touchdown is a whole lot better. Taking a 7, gaining about 3 yards on the play. Tannehill handing off the ball, and that run gets about a couple yards. 305. Tannehill's gonna have to pass if he wants to convert it, probably. Tannehill close to getting sacked, but throws a dot. Man, what a throw, what a catch, what a solid way to convert to the first. What a solid play. Tannehill and his squad. They'll be looking to run the ball. And they get about a good chunk of yards, getting about 6. I think it's 2nd and 4.
Solid first down pickup there.
Tannehill going another handoff, looking for a counter, but sadly gets stuffed. 3rd and 4.
Wide open out of the backfield.
I mean, what a play by the running back. He could have just went out of bounds and, played it safe. But no, yeah, he broke the tackle and ran up so to get at least a few more yards. So definitely solid play IQ right there by the running back. Tannehill definitely knows when to make a safe play and when he needs to throw it to the running back, throw the check down. But at the same time, in moments of crisis, he can't sling it deep if he got to. 2nd and inches, almost getting the first on that one. And now we go to the 4th,
3rd.
You know, this is probably one of the first games I've seen where both teams have scored in every quarter.
Yep, and still a really close game. A&M about to be knocking on the door here with a chance to tie it up.
You know, not gonna lie, kind of disappointed in the Ohio State, with the Ohio State corners. I mean, again, we have some of the top, you know, corners on this team, and you know they haven't got a pick or anything, and you know it's just I was kind of expecting more, especially out of one of my personal favorites, Denzel Ward. But one thing that was unexpected, Joey Bosa getting the sack. I think it's 2nd and 14 on the 27. What a play from the D-line.
Yeah, I don't think he's having any problems playing on the inside.
You know, maybe that's why I'm a little disappointed in the corners. The D-line has shown up a good bit this game to where the corners don't got to make an interception. They don't got to make a play. D-line's already doing that.
Yeah, A&M's been forced to make a bunch of quick passes. Not really been calling plays that take a lot of time to develop, because when they do, we see what happens on that last play. There's one, and there's what you were looking for.
That is exactly what I was looking for. Denzel Ward, that's the homie. Now, the one thing that sucks about this, as much as the pick is amazing, they do start at the 1-yard line. So there is a chance for a safety here. What a play, though. Tannehill thought he had Mike Evans, good old reliable, but Denzel Ward took away that option with that pick. Hand it off to Zeke. You know, I think if he didn't juke, I think he could have got a lot more yards. But you know, 2nd and 6. You know, it does get him out the end zone, kinda. So you know, at least their chances of you know getting tackled in the end zone, getting safety is, you know, definitely reduced. And what a pickup to move the chains. Honestly, both quarterbacks having a solid game. I mean, obviously one of them just threw an interception, but prior to that, I mean, both quarterbacks were having pretty solid games.
I'd have to agree.
Just hand the ball off to Zeke. Zeke trying to fight for it and only gets oh, man, I thought he got less yards than he did. 2nd and 6, gain of 4. Let's see, they go back to Zeke again with the outside zone play. Again, breaking tackles, fighting for yards, first down. 17 rushes, 102 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day. Zeke definitely, I could see by the end of this game if he was the MVP on the offensive side for Ohio State for sure. I can definitely see it.
Yeah, I think on the offensive side, most definitely either him or Fields. Fields hasn't turned the ball over today. That's rare for a quarterback in this tournament. But yeah, I mean, 2 touchdowns, both of the 2 touchdowns that Ohio State has so far credited to Zeke's name. But I think the player of the game might end up coming. We're going to see a pass interference right here. I think one of the players of the game should come from the defensive line. Just who has the most sacks by the end of this game.
I think that's very, you know, that's agreeable. Again, we talked about it a lot. That defense general is just a beast when you consider who's there. But another defensive beast, Myles Garrett, getting the sack. Yes, sir. 3 sacks on the day for him. Yeah. You know, as much as I like want to see A&M win, and as much as I think Ohio State's gonna win, I just like a good defense. overall, watching defense side of the ball is my favorite thing to do, and just that play was amazing. And DMs were looking close to getting Fields, but he throws it quick enough to make it 3rd and 12. Do you think they convert here?
I mean, it's unlikely, but I mean, they've shown that they're able to pick up big plays before. So I mean, especially with the cornerbacks Texas A&M has, which hasn't seemed to cost them that much this far. Nobody's really gotten burnt. We'll see. And they'll get close. That might put them in field goal range or no man's land where they might want to go for it. Field goal gives them a 2-possession lead. They don't have a natural kicker, though. They have a punter, Johnson, who I believe has about 95 kick power, which should translate after he had the position change. So we'll see what they go with here. They will attempt a about 51, 52-yard field goal.
See if he gets it. And just a tad bit short right there. That's a tough one to swallow. I mean, luckily they have the lead, but I mean, don't get me wrong, points on the board would have been nice.
Yeah, I do think that might be a hit due to him being a former punter. It was definitely not as bad as ones we've seen in the past. When we saw Tress Way do it from a natural punting position, just kicker on the depth chart, he barely made it halfway when he attempted a kick like that. So that's just a tough break for Ohio State.
Let's see if Tannehill can get the touchdown they've been looking for. Oh, Mike Evans with a great snag on Denzel Ward. You know, Denzel Ward having that pick earlier, but Mike Evans said, "Oh, bet you want to play that kind of game?" I believe we have Mike Evans mic'd up on the field, and we have heard him, quote, "The more you F around, the more you find out." So that is straight words from the man himself. Let's see what Tannehill goes for here. Oh, a little read option. This is the first time we're seeing Tannehill run the read option. But he does get 4 yards off of it, so a pretty solid play call. Tannehill is definitely a guy that is very underrated when it comes to using his legs. But, I mean, whenever he needs to do it, he can do it. Going empty backfield here.
And
and he coughs it up. That's a tough break for Ryan Tannehill and the company there. That's a tough one. Tannehill has got to learn how to hold on to that ball, man. I mean, I get being sacked by those guys specifically on that line is a bit tough, but like, still, those fumbles definitely causing them, drives and points.
That being his second fumble of the day.
Feels an empty backfield here. Slings a quick one. Gets about 8 yards. 2nd and 2 on the 48. Now they go play action. Oh, what a throw! A very tight window, but Fields is the only one that can only make that throw, and he gets it. 1st and 10 on the 25.
Yeah, definitely. I really hope that was zone coverage right there, because there was nobody following him. That had to be zone coverage. Likely cover 3, I would assume.
I was gonna say maybe cover 2.
I feel like if it was cover 2, he would have had more room to run after the catch.
Maybe.
And there was nobody guarding him on the outside.
Oh, but I believe I couldn't tell who that receiver was, but either way, he nobody could guard him, and he gets the first. Is that McLaurin?
Yeah.
Oh, shout out Scary Terry. He'll slinging another quick one. Oh, I thought I got stripped for a second. 2nd and 3.
I feel like if they score right here, that could be all she wrote for A&M. Not been a very high octane offense, and They'll punch it in for a touchdown. Go up 2 scores. With just under 7 minutes left.
Zeke with his 3rd tutty of the game.
Yeah, he might be getting player of the game.
I could see it. I wouldn't be mad about it. But at the same time, we got to credit defense. They've created fumbles and things like that. So I mean,
yeah, the defensive line has been relentless in pass rush all game. If you could give it to a unit, then it'd go to the D-line. So we did do that before with, I think you said LSU's defense got player of the game because Joe Burrow was on something else, trying to lose the game in that one.
It's definitely this is definitely a tough one to watch if you're an A&M fan for sure.
I mean, I feel like nobody really expected A&M to win coming into this game, but early on it looked like A&M had a chance. But since then it's basically all Ohio State since the 7-0 lead. I mean, you look at the scoreboard, it's a 27-6 run. And now A&M's got to rattle off a 14-point run in under 7 minutes.
I mean, I don't know. They might pull something out of their bag of tricks.
Urgency is definitely going to be a key for them.
All right, let's see what Tannehill does. Cool.
Lockdown coverage.
Definitely close to a pick there, but a solid breakup by the defense.
And there it is.
Oh, I got to the defense. This looks like a possible house call. Oh, just stopped short on the 1. I feel bad for Marshall Lattimore.
Looked like he might have crossed the goal line, but they will call him just short. And yeah, that will definitely be all she wrote with Zeke likely going to get a chance at his 4th rushing touchdown with not much work to set himself up for this. No work at all. He's already here.
Oh, Zeke with another one. I thought he got stopped right there.
Very reminiscent of the LSU USC game where it seemed close for a while and then mistakes compound in the last few minutes of the game in the 4th quarter and the higher seed just runs away with it. That's what it's looking like right here.
There's definitely I don't know. I feel like this was expected for some kind of disappointing. It was not closer. But all in all, a pretty solid game. All right, let's see if A&M can put up some points just for pride at this point.
Yeah, definitely not likely to come back down 21 with under 6 to go. Need a lot of things to go right. And that's a big play right there. If you're going to try to go down and score fast, that helps. 112 yards for Ricky Seals-Jones.
All right. Tannehill under center.
And another pick.
And that's another pick.
Marshawn Lattimore, that is his 2nd in the last about under 2 minutes.
This is tough to watch.
Just collapsing at the seams. You know, they put up a good fight for a 15 seed. I will say that. You look at the 16 seed. which was Mississippi State going against Alabama. They just got dog-walked the entire game.
Being handed the ball. Second and 7. 20 rushes, 113 yards, 4 touchdowns.
See, how many upsets have we actually had in this tournament so far? I can remember Oklahoma lost. Have there been any other ones?
What about the FSU game?
That was the Oklahoma game.
Oh, that was crazy.
Let's see, Alabama, that wasn't an upset. Notre Dame won, that was an upset. Georgia won, that wasn't an upset.
Okay.
Who's the other game in the bottom left of the bracket?
Give me a second here. I'm trying to look at our videos. Okay. So we have the Oklahoma versus Florida. We have.
Oh, that was it. Never mind.
Okay. Alabama, Mississippi, Notre Dame, Michigan, LSU.
Yeah, no other upsets.
Yeah. Hey.
Chance for an upset in the next round, or not next round. The next game, though, we still got Iowa and Wisconsin to do. Should be a fun one. Wisconsin being the higher seed. Or no, Iowa being the higher seed. Pardon me.
So let's go for here. I'll go for the jet sweep. Just the first. Chris Olave on that one. They're going double back set. Hands the ball to Zeke. He keeps racking up the yards. 2-minute warning.
Don't tell me he gets a 5th rushing touchdown here.
Is that going to be a record for the tournament?
Oh, for sure. He's probably already got the rushing touchdown record for the tournament. I don't think anybody else had 4.
Ooh. Dang,
Running
Zeke
hard.
Fighting.
But there might be a holding call. And there is.
As I know that's not the first penalty of this game, but it's definitely the first holding call, I think. The other one was PI, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I don't remember if there was any others. Is he getting the ball again? Nice cut, but runs into another defender. Averaging over 5 yards a carry.
Pretty solid. So what do you do here? Outside zone.
Finds the hole.
4th and 3. You think they go for it?
They might go for it.
I was say, you think just go for it just because why not, or do you think they'll put points up on the board just to be,
I think Madden will put points up on the board, but real life, I think teams would go for it, try to get the first, and just take a knee. And that is what they will do.
Oh, no, they go for it. Let's see if they can get it. How about the Zeke who's fighting to try to get that last touchdown? I don't think he'll get it.
He does get to 150 yards, though. See if they snap the ball again.
That's pretty satisfying. Look at Ohio State wanting to go on the field to celebrate, but getting held back by the coaches.
Snap the ball. Snap the ball.
Snap the ball. Hurry up. Hurry up. Snap it. Snap it.
That will do it.
What a game.
Another game in the books. Ohio State coming away with the victory. Let's go ahead and get to the post-game stats. I think we already know who player of the game is going to be.
I love how a lot of the pictures are just Tannehill getting sacked.
That was the story of the game. Both teams.
Well, that is interception, but that was towards the end.
Yeah, Tannehill played a pretty clean game till the end. And then he just collapsed a little bit. Fields playing a solid game. No touchdowns, but no interceptions either. Rushing, there he is. Ezekiel Elliott, 5.7 a carry, 4 touchdowns, 150 yards. Receiving, Seals Jones leading the day in receiving. That is a surprise, considering the good receivers that are on both teams. Yeah, he had himself a day. Blocking. Defense, Buddy Johnson racking up the tackles. Let's see. Sack leaders. Myles Garrett, 3. Joey Bosa, 3. Nick Bosa, 2.5. Let's go by team. 5 combined sacks from the elite pass rushing duo of Von Miller and Myles Garrett.
Yeah, that's tough.
And then 2 others, so a total of 7 sacks. And then you look at Ohio State. You got 3, 2.5, 1.5, and 1 from their big 4 they got on that defensive line, combining for, let's see, 7 as well. But yeah, I do think player of the game is still going to go to Ezekiel Elliott.
I can definitely agree to that one for sure.
And yeah, just another game in the books. That's game 7. 1 more to go in the first round until we get to the, I guess you could say, the Elite 8 of this tournament. And the last game will be Wisconsin and Iowa. And yeah, we'll go ahead and close this one out. You guys have a fantastic day. And I'll see you in the next one. Hope you're excited for it. Adios.